Welcome to Satsang. Yes, Tosh.
Are there any jobs that get in the way of higher consciousness?
My attitude is very simple. Anything that gets in the way of heart is in the way. And so you'd have to ascertain that for yourself. Is whatever you're doing in the way of your heart? Because if it is, then it's in the way. Because heart is the only thing that is valuable here, nothing else is.
Do you think there is a relationship then between heart and service?
When someone finds their heart, when someone finds love, they actually want to be in service because they want to help people. When heart is found, selfishness tends to disappear. You find that you love everybody and you just want to help them.
I believe you teach that how open you are dictates how much heart you perceive, which is an internal thing to me, openness. So when you speak of whether the job that you're doing gets in the way of heart, how do you know if that's related to the job itself or you're just not practicing enough openness?
That's really up to you to work out what supports heart in you and what doesn't support heart in you. What gets in the way and what supports. That's for you to discover. It's up to you.
In your life before awakening, to what extent did what you do in the world affect how much heart you found?
Well, before I got involved in service to you humans in the form of being a naturopath and psychotherapist, I don't think I had any heart. I think I was just a war machine built to win.
The Western world seems to operate by a consumerist culture or an attitude of what can I get out of whatever I'm doing? What do you think about this attitude to life?
I think that's the attitude of the whole world, not just the Western world. You're suggesting the Chinese aren't like that?
Oh, the Chinese definitely like that.
Uh-huh. Right. Just check. I don't think the world experiences a great deal of heart. I think it experiences a great deal of survival. People just trying to survive, which is actually lower consciousness. To get in touch with heart is more higher consciousness, because it's not about survival. It's about being open. It's about being undefended, non-resistant. It can be facilitated in a human being, but it's not necessarily natural. It's more natural to be closed and defended to survive.
Do you think there is such a thing as collective higher consciousness or collective heart? Is that possible?
It doesn't seem to be. There's definitely a collective lower consciousness. People don't really understand heart. If you're actually experiencing heart, you're experiencing love, you're not interested in competition. You're not interested in someone winning and someone losing. That's not heart. That's actually against heart. And so you look at all the sport that goes on around the place. Someone's winning, someone's losing. There's no heart in that. It's competition. It's actually a form of warfare. But people don't see that because they don't look. If I have to win, everybody has to win, otherwise I will not play.
What gave you this attitude?
I found heart. It's very beautiful. It's the true jewel of consciousness.
Do you discriminate between who you choose to serve and who you don't?
I love everyone. And I can't help it. I just do. When you're wide open and you have no defenses, love appears and you love everyone. That's the way it is with love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a warning, anyone who comes on screen who doesn't show me their picture will be removed. Are there any questions, any statements? Or does anyone have anything they'd like to chat about? Yeah.
My question is about you serving heart. Is this the only lifetime that you've spent serving heart?
It's an odd question. That would be me acknowledging that I've had other lifetimes. Hundreds, actually. Anything else? Doesn't help people to answer that question. Hello.
Hello. You told me today that my Jewish identity still on the way. And while you did that, I felt you were taking something away from me, like some energy, some pain stored inside of me. And even if it was unconscious, yeah, I just want to say thank you.
What we identified can lock pain into us. So people who identify as victims lock the pain of whatever's happened inside themselves with the thought patterns. Whatever we identify with is a prison because it's nothing to do with what we are. Hello.
Hello, Vishrant. Today you
Hello.
Hi, Vibha. When I identify as myself as a mother, as a wife, are these identifications also in my way?
Yes. All identifications are false and all identifications are prisons because they all have belief systems attached to them that keep you trapped. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
In this moment, without a thought, are you a mother? Yes.
How would you describe the difference between being identified and just playing the role?
It's like being an actor on a stage. You're playing the role of the character, but you know it's not you. When you're identified, you think it's you. Anything else?
So, yeah, so how do you go about disidentifying from thinking you are that role?
Come into the moment. What are you? Without a thought, what are you? Without a past, which is not real. Without a future, which is projected and not real, what are you? Anything else? Hello.
Hello, Vishrant. How to combat or dissolve, break down arrogance? You see arrogance in yourself.
The idea to combat arrogance is arrogance. Unfortunately, arrogance is pretty common because we like to think we know, because we all went to school and we were rewarded if we knew the answers to the questions. If we didn't know the answers to the questions, we weren't rewarded. As a matter of fact, we could even be made to be a fool. And so we develop an attitude of thinking we know. It protects us from feeling things. That arrogance keeps people in ignorance because they stop being a beginner. And it's only a beginner's mind that supports higher consciousness, not an arrogant mind that thinks it knows. Anything else?
No, that's good. It's a new way to look at arrogance for me. It gets in the way of me being a beginner.
It does. Now, if you combined arrogance with righteousness, you have the definition of stupidity. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Prem Rishi.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
When you find your heart, you felt a love 24/7 after that?
Wonder why that's happening. I see. Right. There we go. Oh, that helped. Try talking, Rishi.
When you find your heart, did you felt love 24/7 after that?
No, I only got glimpses of it in the beginning, just little satori's of it every now and again. But I realized that it could be more if I was willing to be more open. It was quite clear to me that unconditional love appeared in openness, not in closure, not in defendedness. And so I actively went about removing all defenses, anything that closed me, because I really loved heart. It was so beautiful. Anything else?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Rishi. Hey, Zoba.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello. I can see your roof. It's quite good. It's yellow. There's more of your roof in the picture than you.
I can try, but it's a bit,
Uh-huh.
it's not very.
That's better. I can see more roof now.
Well, maybe I can sound like that.
I can still see more roof.
Is that any better?
I can see a lot of roof.
Maybe like this.
I can see a lot of roof.
We might be here for a while. Well, not really. Yeah.
There's a lot of roof in there. I'm starting to miss the roof.
That's easy. That's easy. It's easy to sort out.
Did you want to talk about something besides the roof?
Yes, please, yes. I wanted to ask you about feeling the wounds of the heart and self-inquiry. Could these two practices ever be combined?
Why?
So when I do practice, when something comes up and I feel I put my attention in that and stay there, I see there's a tendency to not anymore avoid feeling it, but there's a tendency to kind of like become very spacious and very, wide and all that. That's what I'm asking. So at the moment, I'm kind of stopping that and coming back 100% to the wounding, the contraction. That's why I'm asking.
How do you get to the spacious space in the first place?
I either ask a question.
What question would that be?
There's a couple that I ask. I ask the what's aware one. The other one that I ask quite often is the one you just mentioned, the in this moment without a thought, what am I? Or what is this?
So you're using self-inquiry to escape feelings. That's a very successful way to avoid your feelings. Well done. You see, the only thing that I know, a spiritual practice that I know that can be used and not used for the ego to hide from feelings in, is openness. Meditation can be used to hide from feelings, self-inquiry, bhajans, yoga, you name it. They can all be used to hide from feelings, to hide from the wounding that might be surfacing. The only thing that I know that cannot be used is openness. Anything else, Soba?
Yes, please, yeah. So I see that tendency of, going there, and I do avoid it because of what you've been saying all this time, exactly what you just said. But also I see that I can be in that spaciousness and still be really grounded in the body and feel, the wounding or whatever the uncomfortableness is. Is that wrong? Is that a no-no? Should I always put all my attention in the wounding?
I just allowed myself to feel whatever appeared. Matter of fact, I warmly welcomed it. I didn't use any form of escape methodology because I understood clearly that's how you repress emotions. That's why I had wounding in the first place, because I wasn't willing to feel it. It's not until we become willing to feel whatever wounding is inside of us that we can actually do that. While you're still using any form of escape methodology, well, you're going to repress the wounding again.
Is the escape the actual question in this
No,
example?
The escape is the space you're looking for because it takes you away from the feeling. It softens it somehow, and it's a way. You could do the same with opiates. Anything else?
Thank you, Vishrant. Thank you.
Nice fruit.
Thank you for that as well.
Hello, Rajesh.
Hi, Bhagwan. I've been observing myself at work, and it's just ridiculous how anxious I can get there. And I wanted to ask you, if I try to witness my mind, but I'm not clear, do I have to have clarity before witnessing, or does witnessing bring about clarity?
Well, if you don't have clarity, you won't see what's making you anxious, so you won't be able to stop it. There's something that you're frightened of, but you're not seeing it. So how can you make it okay for whatever that is to happen? You're not seeing something. You're holding against something. Anything else?
I have that feeling, yeah, that something's there, but I'm just not seeing it. So is it a matter of practice, or no matter how much I practice, if I stay at this job where it's quite non-sattvic, I won't be able to see it?
Anything that contracts you, and fear is a contraction, is your teacher. It can show you where you're caught. It can show you where you have belief systems that create that capture, but you have to look. You have to be interested in having a look. You just want the anxiety to go away, but not looking at the root cause of it. And so how can you actually do anything about it if you're not even looking at what's causing it?
Do I have to look at it in the moment or later? Can it be later?
Well, if you tried looking at it before it happened or later, you'd be missing the boat because there's only now. Unless, of course, you have a time machine And then I could refer to you as the doctor. Anything else, Rajesh?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Sylvia, you still got your yellow hand up. Thank you. Hello, Susha.
Hi, Bhagwan.
Hello.
Bhagwan, I heard you say, be in the marketplace, but not be off the marketplace. How does one do that?
One wakes up.
What
When the one that's awake, the Buddha, comes into the marketplace, the Buddha is in the marketplace, but not of it. Because that person is gone. See, ego doesn't make it to enlightenment. In the marketplace, but not of it. That's still but the Buddha, the new man. The new man that Osho spoke about was enlightened. Not someone trying to get enlightened, as a whole pile of sannyasins thought, but the new man that Osho talked about is someone who's enlightened, who is in the marketplace. Zoba, the Buddha. Anything else?
Yes, Bhagwan. With openness, why I'm not able to be open when giving fire or receiving fire?
Yeah, that's a statement. Was there a question to that?
Yet, what should I do differently?
Why would you want to do anything differently? Sounds great.
I'm failing at openness completely.
You need to formulate a question that I would like to answer rather than one that's all messy.
But that's how my head is. It comes out like that.
Well, then it's best to write down your questions before you talk to me and just go through them before you talk to me to make sure they make sense even to you. Anything else?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. It's not rocket science. Prem Pavat, hello.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
Vishrant, I have watched the video where you meet your teacher, Isaac Shapiro, and I was totally captivated by the deep silence and the way you both look at each other. Though it was not my own experience, even to just look at that video was so captivating. Would you please, though it is not explicable, would you please try to explain what you went through during those few moments?
Okay, I was already waking up at that stage. I was finding myself as pure beingness, the vast emptiness of everything, in the presence of some of my teachers. That was, I think that was 1998, in the beginning. And it was the beginning of awakening. I was flip-flopping. In the presence of my teachers, I could find myself as truth. When I wasn't in their presence, it dissipated. Awareness went back to the mind. And so that was the beginning of a year of awareness going on to itself and then going back to the mind. And so in that video that you saw where I was talking to Isaac Shapiro, I was experiencing beingness as self. And Isaac was as well. So there was just profound silence. Because when you meet someone who's awake, there's nothing to say. There's just silence. Because those who are awake live as silence. Okay?
Yes, Vishnu. There's one more thing I want to ask. So you've said several times that it's all energy, and masters also say that at the core we are essentially a witness. So is our basic unit a witness or a small bit of energy out in the cosmos?
There's something that is aware of your mind and the thoughts that are happening. If you become aware of that awareness, you will find yourself as the universe. Then you decide for yourself, what are you? For me to just give you the information wouldn't help you. You need to discover the answer to this question for yourself. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else, Prabhat?
Nothing else, Vishnu. Thank
It's
you
nice,
so much.
Nice to see you, Prabhat.
Same here, Vishnu. Thank you.
Hey,
Thanks a lot.
Jay.
Hi, Vishrant.
Hello.
Just curious if after awakening, you have had anything like alcohol or cigarettes or any substances. Did it feel any different?
I haven't had any alcohol or any cigarettes or any marijuana or any ecstasy or any cocaine. I really missed out, you know. I actually don't support the taking of drugs because people become addicted to them. And if they become badly addicted to them, they ruin their lives and they ruin their families. And so I'm not a supporter of experimenting with drugs. I worked as an addictions counsellor for 6 years and I saw the damage. Mind you, I'm probably addicted to coffee. I love coffee.
I have another question. What do you know about
I can
stream?
hear someone in the room here thinking, they're saying you're addicted to sugar. And they're thinking it very loudly. And it's true. I love sugar. Yes, Jane.
What do you know about stream entry?
What do I know about tree mantra?
Stream entry.
Stream entry. Oh, that's a Buddhist thing. I don't give a rat's about it. Sorry. I don't get caught in that sort of intellectual understanding and intellectual pursuit. If you want to find out who you are, self-inquire. Reading books about the subject, getting understandings on it don't actually help. Information or knowledge is actually the booby prize. You have to find out for yourself, mate. Self-inquire if you want to find out who you are. The question is, what's aware or who's aware? And you just ask it and ask it and ask it until the mind is so relaxed, it drops. And that is aware of the mind becomes aware of itself for a brief moment. This is a satori. And that'll show you the answer that you're looking for. Trying to understand knowledge, waste of time, waste of life. Anything else?
Yeah. Sometimes after deep meditation, when I open my eyes again, it feels like I'm just controlling. It just feels like a character is controlling itself. Is that how you feel all the time?
There's nobody here, Jay. How do you feel in absence? Anything else?
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Hello.
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 All I want is to serve you. Serve you, but
Oh, all you want is to serve me. You want a boyfriend. You want a lover.
yes.
Yeah. You want a house to live in. You know, all you
All
want.
these things, yeah.
Yeah. And when you get all those things, you'll want something else. This is why people suffer. They just constantly desire things to be different than how they are. This is what causes suffering. And depends on how much you put into the desire, how much you addictively demand what you want is how much you're going to suffer. You get to apply the amount of suffering you enjoy through the amount of pressure you put into the demand. Anything else?
Yes. What is this called?
What is what?
What is this?
What is what?
This is desire to be close to you and some.
From my side, it's a love affair. I love you. From your side, I don't know. Anything else? When I fell in love with truth, I fell in love with humanity. Hello, Sandesh.
Hi, Vish.
Hello.
So after being with yourself and the gang this morning, I think I'm lonely. And I remember you talking about when you're finally with yourself in London, and you found loneliness.
Yeah, used to take loneliness out for a walk, and sometimes I'd take it to breakfast, and sometimes I'd take it to lunch, and sometimes I'd take loneliness out with my girlfriend. I made loneliness my friend.
So, is it a case of being more interactive with other people, or is?
It's generally speaking a feeling. Loneliness is a feeling, in my experience, anyway. And you're looking for a solution on how to avoid it, I take it.
Is it a case of looking after myself differently, or is this something to feel?
Are you looking to avoid it?
Okay, I guess, yeah. If I'm looking to, yeah.
Okay. You can try filling your life up with other people and see if that helps. I didn't find that helped much, because the ego always sees itself as separate from everybody. So in a way, the ego is always lonely. What I did is I accepted the loneliness and made it my friend. I used to buy it beautiful breakfasts. Yeah. It liked coffee as well. And of course, I like coffee too, so it was a good deal.
I watch how you are with yourself, like how you treat yourself, and like it really does look like you're being your best friend all the time.
Yeah, Vishrant is on Vishrant's side. Vishrant is Vishrant's best friend. It's true. And when you can make yourself your best friend, you don't have a problem being friends with other people. But if you can't be your own best friend, how are you going to be anyone else's best friend, really? You have a look at that.
You're just always coming from a place of need. Leech.
Anything else, Sandesh?
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, Mahan.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
There's a couple of questions from online viewers.
Uh-huh.
Narasimha asks, how to open the heart again after deep hurt and betrayal happened?
Why would you close it in the first place? Betrayal is human nature. It's natural. Dogs do it as well. If you have a belief system that betrayal shouldn't exist, you're out of touch with reality. Anything else, Mahan?
Gold Lotus asks, do you still get affected physically and mentally by other people's dense energy?
Not really. I talk about energy a fair bit because people have to have clarity. If they don't have clarity, they can't see the obstacles that are in the way of heart and truth. And so an understanding of energy is a requirement. I myself, I don't care. What's here is pristine. What's here cannot be touched by anything, ever. What's here was never born and it cannot die. Anything else, Mahan?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Dylan.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
I don't have any questions today. I just wanted to say hello.
You got a good head of hair.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, right.
I like the beard though.
You like the beard? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Look like a wizard.
Wizards, right.
Have you ever thought about wearing a little hat? A little wizard's hat?
I thought about getting little horns.
Should try it next time.
It's all just to play, isn't it, really? It's all just costumes, really, isn't it? Just how we look, what we put on, how we wear our hair or not. It's all just costumes.
That's true.
I just think your costume's pretty cool. When I first started doing Satsang 24 years ago, my hair was about as long as yours. I used to have it in a ponytail. It was pretty
Really?
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
Oh, I got one question.
my hair was a
There you go.
different color back then.
I remember.
Right. I have one question actually.
Yeah.
What were your businesses? I watched an interview today and you said you had 8 offices and that was very interesting. And then you gave a story about how you put Osho's photos on all the walls.
14 offices.
14, sorry.
I was a publisher. I published periodicals, magazines, and newspapers.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I didn't have to be there. I used to go to work, give a motivational speech to 30 salesmen, then walk through Fremantle down to Papa Luigi's and have a nice coffee. That was me for the day. Anything else?
How has your communication style changed since those days?
Sorry, what was that?
How has your communication style changed since that?
Well, back then my mind was talking to itself. It doesn't talk to itself anymore. It hasn't done so for 24 years. So it's silent. So I don't actually think anymore when someone asks me a question. I don't think about the answer. I don't rationalize. I just wait for the answer to appear in my mind. It's a whole different way of living. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Wow, this is going to Lai Fun Ho Hun. Lai Fun Hun. Yes. Hi. Do you get called Lai? Is that your name? Or do you get called Fun? Mm. Where are you?
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Okay. What would you like to talk about?
I have a question. I want to know where and how I can find a guru who is alive, awakened, and in the marketplace. And I have limited time and resource. I'm a single mom, so I can't just put everything down and travel around the globe in search of a guru. I have meditated for many years, but I feel I'm very curious to experience the guru feel you mentioned. And I hope I can have some help from someone else instead of doing this alone. And
okay, I don't know any awake people in Malaysia, but if you wanted to come and attend satsangs here online on Zoom, I hold around about 7 of them a week. This is a public one, and I do 3 public ones, but I do 4 private ones, which are more mystery school, more encounter. I have a Sangha here, and they come to my meetings, but I also have an online Sangha of people who come to my meetings as well, like you've come today. Yeah. How do you, I still didn't understand what you'd like to be called. What name would you like to be called?
my nickname is Tika.
Tika.
Yes.
Wow. That's not the name that's written on the underneath you.
The third eye in Nepalese.
Mm.
It's easier to be called Tika than the
Tika, okay. Tika, you've obviously been called to higher consciousness. You've been invited somehow because there's a thirst in you. I was called to higher consciousness as well 40 odd years ago, and I pursued it. And I chased enlightened teachers. Back then, you actually had to go and sit with them. And I went to India, I went to America, I went all over the place because there was no one here in Australia. But nowadays, Zoom is around, internet's around. And I have an online Sangha who visit me online like you are right now. If you relax your mind, you will start to feel there's a presence. It will expand your thoughts a little bit. But you have to relax. That's actually what my name means, relax. Osho Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh gave me that name 40 years ago because I wasn't relaxed. But it was something I definitely learned how to do. How relaxed are you? Tika. Not so relaxed, eh?
Brain is very dominant.
I saw that there was a child there. How many children do you have?
One.
One, right. Oh, well, gives you something. There he is. Gives you something to love. Oh, yeah. They keep you pretty busy, little kids.
Yeah.
But
So how different is a physical? How different is a physical satsang or a Zoom?
let me find out. What do you reckon? I'm just asking someone in the audience here.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah, he reckons they're both pretty good. He's just come in from Mexico. What do you reckon?
You know, I felt your presence so strongly on Zoom, and it pulled me so strongly that I physically wanted to come see you. And I feel the presence both ways.
Uh-huh. So it seems to work, but the people who feel it have a certain level of openness that allows them to feel it, you know? And if you're uptight, it's difficult. You've got to learn to relax. You've got to learn to let go, let go, let go. And that's up to you. Anything else?
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. Karen Gray. I saw you yawning then. I hope I'm not boring. How's your arm? How's your chakra?
You know, I'm doing okay actually. I'm just a little bit bored. I can't get out in my car.
Oh, so you thought you'd come on Satsang and try and entertain yourself with the Vish, did you?
Yeah. I just want to answer the question that you were just talking about. I still come online, and you know, I love my satsangs online, but I personally, I suppose because I'm still quite new, I personally prefer to be there. Like, yeah. I feel it more there than I do online, even though I'm still quite addicted to being online. If I can't get down there, which I can't at the moment, and it's driving me insane. But
well, you love coming down here because your son's here and you get to say g'day.
Yeah, that's very true. That is part of it, but I wouldn't come if I didn't want to either.
Geez, if I was his parent, I would come just to make sure he wasn't into some weird cult.
That's quite a big joke in our house, actually, as you well know. No, I do prefer to be there, actually, I must admit. And the other thing is, I did watch your video today as well. The one the one that went up last night.
A guy called Vartman interviewed me.
No.
He was a Osho sannyasin. Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Because there was a few questions that I wanted to ask, and when I watched it, it's always I've said this to Kai quite a bit. So sometimes I'll put my hand up, and by the time I've thought about something to ask, somebody's already asked it by the time I get down, because I'm always on the end of the line. Because I don't normally like coming on and speaking. I just like to listen and take it all in. But it's really strange that. Sorry?
You're very welcome.
Thank you. But it's just, I find, I'll think about something to ask Kai, and by the time I've spoken to him or whatever, somebody online has either asked it, or you've answered it, or it's been spoken about. It's really
magic.
weird.
No, it's magic.
I have to tell you this. I thought this was quite amusing. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
You were you were saying about Jay's, was it not Jay? The guy with the
Rajesh.
2 lines.
The corporal.
And when you were talking to him, I then sent, you're going to probably kill me for this. I then sent, because as you know, I'm a hairdresser, and then I sent a message to Kai and said, I really want to get a hold of Vishrant's eyebrows and give them a little tidy up. And then you said something about your eyebrows. It was like, boom.
Yeah. He told me about that. Yeah.
You're supposed to keep my secrets.
You're very welcome to have a go at my eyebrows if you want.
I'll bring my shears next time I come down then. The other question that I wanted to ask as well was in the interview, you said you went to hide in the Orange Men.
Yeah.
So
no, with the Orange people, they were the Rajneesh sannyasins.
Yeah.
They were called the Orange people in the 80s.
So did you know them previous to doing that, or had you been with them, or was it just something that
They had a restaurant in Fremantle called Zorba's, and I used to go to the restaurant for lunch quite often because it was around the corner from my offices. So I did get to know quite a few of them simply by going to the restaurant.
So you didn't search them out then as a way to get where you are now?
No,
was it
no.
sort of like a side road?
It was a total accident. I was just hiding from some men that wanted to break my legs, you know.
That's nice.
Yeah. It was intervention, but it was an accident. I didn't go looking for it. It found me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Mm.
It was just something that sort of twigged on me. I didn't know whether you'd actually been there already and then took solace there, or...
No. Wasn't my cup of tea, really. I mean, you know, wearing flowing robes made of red and pink and orange and wearing beads and bowing down to an Indian guru. It just wasn't me. I was a 3-piece suit man driving a Porsche. It was very odd for me to get into that.
But you did do it though, didn't you? You said you wore your robes and stuff.
I did. I went full hog, yeah.
There's no point in doing anything by halves, I suppose.
No point at all. Once I got into the swing of it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, you know. It's better than being a Hare Krishna.
Got to try these things.
Is there anything else, Karen?
No, thank you. I just really wanted to say hello. It was just an excuse.
It's lovely to talk to you, darling.
Yes, and you. Thanks, Vishrant.
Hello, Susan. You're muted. Hello.
Hello.
Would you like to talk about something?
No, I just wanted to say hi because I'm new here.
Okay. Where are you from?
Sweden.
Okay. I haven't been to Sweden for a long, long time.
It's beautiful in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so beautiful in the winter. Bit cold.
Yes, too cold.
Mm. You're very welcome here.
Thank you.
Mm. It's brave of you to put your hand up and say hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, You're welcome to come back anytime you like, darling. But this time for me to say good night to everybody now because we've finished.
You're finished.
Thank you for Satsang. Good to see you brave hearts here tonight. And see you later, Tika. You got your name up there, haven't you? Good for you. Bye-bye, everyone online. Ellen.